Hey Willamalane Youth, my name's Coach Trevor.
And I'm Coach Liz.
We want to welcome you to our virtual PE class. Today we're going to learn about stretching, overall fitness, and basketball. So make sure you find a good place where you can have an open area, you can dribble and pass, and find a partner. And if you don't have a partner, find a wall. All right, so first things first is we have to stretch, and we want to make sure that we stretch every time we do something active. It's good for our limbs, make sure that we're loose, especially in the cold weather. It's going to prevent injuries. All right, Coach Liz?
All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our left leg out, and you're going to take your opposite arm, and you're going to reach. Make sure you don't bend your knees. You got to get a good stretch. You don't have to touch your toe, it's okay, and we're going to hold it for a little bit. All right, and then you're going to take your right foot and your left arm, and you're going to reach down. Make sure you don't bend your knees. You want to get a good stretch in the back of your leg. All right, now you're going to reach all the way up to the top, and then bend all the way down to the middle. We're going to hold it for a little bit. Get a good stretch. Alright, this one you're going to need a little balance for. You're going to take your right leg. A little trick is you can stare at a spot a little bit in front of you that's not moving, and it can help you with your balance. This stretches out the front of your leg. Alright, we're going to switch. Alright. Now we're going to put our arms straight out, and we're going to start with mini circles. We're going to do this for a couple seconds. And then we're going to go the opposite direction, still mini circles. And now we're going to do big circles. Make sure you really stretch out those shoulders, because basketball, you use your shoulders a lot. Alright, and we're going to reverse it. Alright, we're going to get our blood pumping a little bit, and we're going to do some jogging in place for 30 seconds. Try to get those knees up a little higher. Really get your blood pumping. Alright, and try to do some butt kicks.
Okay, so before we get to the fun basketball stuff, we're gonna do some overall fitness. When I mean overall fitness, I mean your whole body. Your whole body has a bunch of muscles, and there's a bunch of exercises you can do to make sure that you build those muscles and make sure you're strong. So the first thing we're gonna show you is the push-up.
All right, so as you notice, Coach Trevor's back and legs are straight, it's a straight line. There's nothing bowed down, there's nothing pulled up. That's what you want to see. You don't want to see that. That's not good for your back. And you don't want to see that either, because that's a different exercise. All right. And as Coach Trevor goes down, see his elbows are going right to the side. They're not bowed out like this, and they're not super pulled into his body. And his chest goes down all the way to the floor, and he comes up nice and slowly. That's what you want to see with the push-up. If you don't have quite that upper body strength to do it full on your toes, you can be on your knees. You still want the straight back. You still don't want to bow down or push up, because it's not a safe thing to do. And you're still going straight down and straight up. All right, the next thing we're going to do is a sit-up. So I'm going to demonstrate, and Coach Trevor's going to walk us through it.
All right, for the sit-up, you're gonna sit on your bottom, and then you're gonna lay on your back. Make sure that your knees are up high. Sometimes what you can do is you can have someone stand on your feet to make it easier for you. You can also put your feet underneath the couch or underneath something heavy to make sure that'll help you get up. So when you're doing a sit-up, you're gonna have your hands behind the back of your head, interlocked fingers. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna use your abdominal muscles, so your stomach muscles, and you're gonna go up and try to get your elbows to your knees. And then you're gonna go down. And then you go up, elbows to the knees, and then you go down. And And you do these a couple times, you can do 10, you can do 20, whatever works for you, and it's gonna work your stomach muscles the entire time. As you're going up and as you're going down, you wanna make sure you're engaging your core. All right, so now that you've learned the push-up and you learned the sit-up, we're gonna go through a quick little fitness challenge. We're gonna do 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, 30 seconds running in place, then we're gonna do that again once more. All right, ready? Get into a push-up position and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, quickly switch to your sit-up position and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, on your feet. And start running in place, 30 seconds, and begin. Make sure you're getting those knees high. If you're sweating, you're doing the right thing.
Good job, keep it up.
Keep pushing, don't stop.
15 seconds, you got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, quickly, down to push-up position for the last run. And begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, switch over to a sit-up. And begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, on your feet. And begin. Try to get those legs moving, get those feet up off the ground. Like I said, if you're sweating, you're doing the right thing. Lift those knees high.
You got it, keep it up.
30 seconds of running.
15 seconds left, we got it. Almost there.
Push hard to the end. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job, everyone. Way to push hard, way to push through. All right, so the moment we've all been waiting for, basketball. Basketball is definitely my favorite sport. I've been playing it my entire life. So go ahead and grab a ball. Make sure that you can try to get outside if you can. Hopefully it's a warm, sunny day. If not, and it's raining, you can go into your garage, or if your parents allow you, find a space in your home. So the first thing we're going to do is understand how to use the ball in your hands. Now you want to make sure, don't be afraid of the ball. It's not going to hurt you as long as you keep your eyes on the ball. So the first thing we're going to do is have the ball in your hands, both hands, and then you're going to bring the ball over and around your head, nice and slow. And I want to make sure that you try not to let that ball touch the ground. Do that about 5 times. And then we're going to move down to the waist. We're going to do the same thing. This time, slowly around the front to the back of your waist. If you have to, you can keep your eyes on the ball, that's totally fine. Now remember, try not to drop the ball. Do that about 5 times, and then we're gonna go between the legs. This one's a little more advanced, but it's one of my favorites to do. So you're gonna make sure you're bent at the waist, knees bent, and you're gonna go in between the legs in a figure 8. Just like that, nice and slow. All right, good job, Coach Liz. Now that we've moved on from coordination and moving the ball around our body, we're gonna move to dribbling. Dribbling's pretty tough, but it takes practice, and that's why we're here. So the first thing you're going to do is use your favorite hand, your dominant hand. Mine would be my right, Liz would be
my right.
Her right. And you're gonna bend at your knees, slight bend. You're gonna take the ball to the side, and you're gonna start dribbling and push that ball against the ground, just like Coach Liz is doing. Do that about 10 times. And when you dribble, you want to make sure that you're using your fingertips. You're not using your palm. You don't want to slap the ball. That's not what you want to do because you might lose control of the ball. When you dribble, you want to make sure you're going slow and you're focused on keeping that ball controlled motion in front of you. Once you do that a couple of times, go ahead and switch hands. And it's the same thing. If you notice Liz, Coach Liz here, she's still bent at the knee. She's keeping her eyes forward. And she's making sure she's using the fingertips on her hand. All right, once you've done that a good amount of times, try to do your personal record, try to beat your best. We're gonna move to both hands. This one's pretty tough. If you have to look at the ball, that's totally fine. Just try your best. All right, slide bend at the knee, just like Coach Liz is doing. You're gonna go back and forth. Nice, methodical, slow. Try your best to keep your eyes forward. That's another challenge. Do that for as long as you possibly can. And then we're gonna see how many you can get. So go ahead and practice with your left, your right, and then back and forth and try to see how many you can get. Now that we've covered ball handling, we're gonna go to passing. Passing is really important because in basketball, it's a team sport. You're going to be playing with another group of 4 players, so a total of 5 players on a team. And you want to make sure that you work together and play together. You're going to pass back and forth. Now, in passing, there's 3 different types of passes. You have the bounce pass, the chest pass, and the overhead pass. Today, we're going to cover first the bounce pass. So try and find a partner. If you don't have a partner, you can use a wall. You can ask a friend, your parents, your guardian, your cousin, your nephew, anybody that you have around you. Try and get a partner. And like I said, if you don't have that, you can always use a wall, your garage door, whatever works best for you. All right, so we'll go to the bounce pass. So when you start with the bounce pass, you have both hands on the side, elbows out. And when you take your first pass, you're gonna step forward and you're gonna try to get one bounce to the person that you're passing it to. Just like that. You saw how Liz, she took a step forward, and as she stepped, she pushed it down about 2/3 in front of her, and make sure it takes about one bounce each time. And it goes right to each our hand. If you notice, every time we're doing a pass, the ball is falling right to our hands. So we don't really have to move from our spot. All right. Next, we're gonna do the chest pass. Now with the chest pass, you wanna be careful because you gotta keep your eyes on the ball. Chest pass can be pretty fast. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna have the ball just like you have the same position, shoulder width apart, elbows out, hands on both sides of the ball. You're gonna do the same method of stepping forward, but instead of pushing against the ground, you're gonna aim for the chest. All right. Next, we have the overhead pass. Now this pass is typically done not very often compared to the bounce pass or the chest pass, but it can be done for long passes. So right now we'll do a couple of them to show you what it should look like, but typically you're not going to use these unless it goes far ways. Same method, hands on the ball, elbows out. When you take that step forward, you're going to actually have it above your head, and you're going to toss it up and over. It should fall right into the hands of your partner. Now, if you have a wall and you don't have a partner, make sure that you find a point on that wall. It can be a dot, it can be a square, it can be pretty much anything. And what you're gonna do is, let's start with the bounce pass. So, step forward, bounces right back to her. See how she's taking that step? Try to focus on one point on the wall, just so it practices your aim. All right, let's move to the chest pass. Same thing, step forward, aim at the wall, she'll come right back to you. And then we'll do the overhead pass. Overhead, step forward, right back to Coach Liz. All right, now that's passing. I'm Coach Trevor.
And I'm Coach Liz.
Thank you so much for joining us on Willamalane's virtual PE class. We really hope to see you again. Be on the lookout for some more.